Hello, Internet. Welcome back to our Cataclysm Refugee series. In the last episode, we did some looting and we triggered an alarm up here at this house, which I complained about because I'm a big time complainer and whiner if you haven't watched the channel. So I think instead we're going to check out some of these areas down here. With our new knife spear, we are a little bit more capable in combat than we were in the first couple episodes just because we can insulate ourselves from damage with the reach weapon. So I think we're going to continue looting and trying to clear zombies. I feel like we looted that house on the corner, so we're going to mark that as explored. And yeah, hopefully the siren up here will draw some of the enemies away from these areas. So we're going to do that. We should eat something. I believe we picked up meat pizza a while back, so I would like to... Let's make sure our loot is sorted. In fact, we should drop off the stuff we've already looted. We didn't find very much. We could throw on those elbow pads. I don't think we need to. We should. Drop all that. Sort everything. Actually, put on the elbow pads. And let's check our arms. Do we have anything that was strapped to our arms previously? No. So it's just basically free protection. Elbow pads and knee pads are some of the more valuable items because they have zero encumbrance and they have pretty decent protection, although they only give 30% coverage. That's still pretty good for something that's basically free, as long as you don't have something else. So like if we had knee pads, we couldn't wear them because we have leg guards, if I recall. Yeah, so they would conflict with the leg guards, I believe. And yeah, so there's that. All right, sort our loot. Great, and let's find ourselves something to eat. Is this my food pile? I don't know what that tile is. This is our drink pile. This is our food pile. And we will look for... It's still starting you scroll down in that menu. I don't know why that happens. I noticed that months ago, and I thought it would get fixed, but... All right, meat pizza. So the main reason we're going to eat the meat pizza, huge calorie density. Obviously, having meat on it is going to help with that. Why is this at the top? Why is this not sorted by... Okay. It is marked as sealed. Okay, that's fine. Go ahead and eat some meat pizza. And some lunch meat. And something a little lighter instead of the pizza. How many days? 2 days on the pizza? I don't really want to open a jar of pickles. You eat some bologna. Man, just eating raw bologna sounds so gross. Alright, let's move on. I mean, it's something everyone does as a kid, I guess. We were big on bologna and cheese in my house because we were quite poor. And that's, lunch meat is a pretty easy thing. We would get those big packs of I don't know if non-Americans would understand, but like, I gotta stop saying America. People keep pointing out that I say America in reference to the United States. America is obviously a term given North America, South America, so it's something that people point out sometimes. I don't really know what else to call it. The country can be referred to as the United States, but I'm not like a United Statesian. I'm an American. So I don't know what to say in that regard. But anyway, I don't know if non-U.S. citizens will understand this or if the same products exist elsewhere. But when I was a kid, you would get these big packs of what we would refer to in our household as doggy bologna. I don't know why we called it that. But it was Oscar Mayer. It was like... well, this is probably going to upset some people. Some people don't like hearing about food, but like basically they just take liquefied meat and form it into the compact area. Then they put a red band around it and they slice it into pieces. And that is, what they sell as lunch meat. In fact, many lunch meats are liquefied meat that have been formed into a shape and then sliced to simulate being actual meat, which is, you'll never look at cheap processed lunch meat the same after all of that. I did just see someone post on the Discord about making the child zombie sprite larger, which is pretty cool. Usually I offer lots of complainy feedback and people ignore me because they should, because I'm a whiner. But also it's something that I think is actually like going to be beneficial to make those sprites larger. So I think that's a really cool that someone took that feedback and acted with it. In fact, hello person watching right now. I did get a comment saying that someone who works on Altica has been watching the series to hear feedback about the tiles, and I did not realize until after this moment that I had complained quite as much as I did. I felt quite embarrassed by that, but it's also nice when people, oh, stethoscope's really good, we'll take that for sure. Was hoping to find drugs, but alright. Tough zombie coming. Are you the only one? Looks like you are, so we'll sprint and we'll deal with you. It's always nice when people take feedback, you know. I, as someone who does YouTube, I often get feedback that I think is good feedback, but I ultimately forget about or whatever. So whenever you find any aspect of life where someone takes feedback and actually implements change, I think that's something that's worth respecting. So we did find some motorcycle gear. This is pretty good stuff. The problem is it's so damaged, I don't think we're going to get to a point where it's repairable anytime soon. And because it's so damaged, I don't think we can really loot it for Kevlar and whatnot. Or what is it made of? Normal layer, legs, Kevlar and cotton. We should probably take them, right? We should probably take them. We'll take them, even though they're filthy. We'll take the weed, and we can leave the candy. We'll take the self-esteem book, because I don't think we really have any books at all. And you always kind of want to keep some books around for you to, let's stop sprinting, for passing time, you know, so you can do something at least mildly productive. Okay, these are regular zombies. I did see a zombie runner. I'm not sure where exactly. So we'll let these two come. Hopefully that other guy gets stuck on the vehicle a bit, and we can deal with this one. Where is that runner? It's gone now? Okay. But anyway, basically anytime someone takes feedback and does something about it, I think that's something respectful, you know, and worthy of, I guess, some amount of praise, although I feel silly saying that. Let's pop up here and get our stamina back. I think that one will find its way to us. Yes. We didn't actually get our breath back, but it's not terrible. You were a little quicker than I expected you to be. Okay. Not really taking any hits, which is great news. Thanks to our knife spear. Let's pop up here and get our stamina back. We do see a crawler. You're not going to be an issue. Ignore. And we should put it down anyway, just so we don't have it interrupting us and things. Just keep an eye down the road to make sure nothing else crops up. I don't know, and the other thing is I don't give feedback expecting a response. Like I complain at length every time we see a park because of their issues. This is something I could fix myself, and I just never have done that. So I often just feel sort of bad when I complain about these locations because I'm not doing anything to fix it. In the realm of a tile set, that's a bit beyond my experience. I've been trying to get into pixel art, actually, because I want to do some stuff for my... Well, I'm still trying not to talk about it, but the thing that I'm writing is going to eventually, hopefully, become something for the YouTube channel. And it would be nice to have some art assets to go with that. I, of course, can't afford to hire an artist, which is what, you know, most big YouTubers would do. But I don't have that luxury. I don't have money. And even if I did have money, I don't have a business set up, so I couldn't expense it or anything. It would just be coming out of my pocket, which, yeah, can't afford to do that. So probably would have to make the art assets myself. We never checked that basement of that house where the alarm went off because we bailed after the alarm. I really want to know where the runner is. Oh, you're in the front yard. You were much closer than I thought you were. Let's deal with that before, yeah, you went in the house, huh? So I would have to create the art assets myself. I'm not an artist. I'm quite bad at art. It's one of those things people always say, like, people, and I've said this, people will say, like, man, I wish I was a good artist. But the reality is, not to say that there's not innately talented people, but I believe that most people can learn most things. It's just that we don't put in the time or effort to do so. So, like, the reason artists are good, the goose, are you coming to attack me? You're tracking me? What a bizarre... Stay away. Geese are aggressive in real life. I don't know. Ignore. Okay. The reason most artists are good at art is because they've put in thousands of hours over the course of their lifetime getting better at art. So people look at art and they're like, man, I wish I could do that. And what they're really saying is like, oh, I think it's an innate ability that everyone has or that people have, and that's why they're good artists. And the reality is no, like you work at it. It's the same as everything else in life. Narrow spectrum antibiotics. I will take them. Drugs did get renamed a bit recently. Take the gummy vitamins. We'll take a towel, sure. I'd like to check the kitchen, but we saw some zombies to the south. I don't see them now. I just see a goose. Maybe the goose killed and ate the zombies. It'd be a little bit much to hope for, but whatever. Oh, and there we see some zombie dogs and things, which usually come in clusters. A couple of children. Okay. And I've just never put in... I hear glass. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Hello, child. You didn't have to break the glass. It's just super inconsiderate. I'm not an artist. I'm not good at art. I don't practice art. I don't really care to be better at it as an artist. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, if I had some innate artistic ability, I would be happy to make use of it. But it's also not something I'm going to invest time in. I was pretty good as a teenager sketching. In particular, sketch and charcoal. I was pretty good. I don't really have an eye for colors. I'm just not... and I don't care enough to put in the time or effort. But pixel art, not saying there's no talent involved in pixel art, because I think that is not true. I think a lot of people, in fact, it comes up sometimes on the Discord, people will be like, well, how hard is it to do pixel art? It's probably harder than you think it is. It still requires like an artist's eye and an understanding of... I mean, pixel art has its own thing, and like, you know, jagged lines and making sure everything looks smooth and whether you outline or not. And some of those things are specific to pixel art, but the concepts of shading and face structure, all that stuff is still, you know, artsy stuff that you would have to learn. It's not just easy because it's less pixels, you know. So I looked into pixel art. I don't think I would be able to do it. So I'm a little concerned because I don't know what to do for my project. A fox in a basement, in a box. Oh, it's a fox in a box. I wonder if that's intentional or completely coincidental. Isn't that from the, what is it, Green Eggs and Ham with a fox in a box? Anyway, here's a foil. A foil is the flimsy thing that people think of when they picture fencing. It's the really flimsy... I don't know how to explain it. You Google it. It's what you probably picture when you think of fencing. Foil is rather useless as a weapon due to its flexible shaft and dull tip. Yeah, they're not really... Yeah, it does 1 bash and 2 pierce. That's adorable. Okay. This is why rapiers are superior. Or rapiers. I'm not sure how you're supposed to say that. Take the toastums and the milk balls. Fencing is cool. Anyway, so yeah, not an artist. Yeah, so I'm a little concerned because parts of my story... So the project I want to write kind of a book and then read it to you, so like an audiobook, but I want to act out the action in Cataclysm, so it would be like a machinima in that regard. However, there are parts of the story as I'm writing it already where nothing is going to be happening on screen, where my character is going to do a lot of like exposition or conversations or things like that. And when that happens, I don't know what to put on screen. It's just going to be a lot of stationary standing. So I was like, that'd be a great place to insert like pictures essentially and have pop up, you know, images instead of just having a, what a useless basement this is. Oh, there's a runner down here. Hello, I didn't even see you. You're going to corner me in the bathroom. It's been a long time since a lady cornered me in a bathroom. We're just going to have to fight it out, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm not sure what to put on screen. I'm a little worried about those boring bits. I'm not sure how that's going to translate in terms of like a machinima. People have certain expectations when it comes to machinima. We'll take the motorcycle boots for the same reasons. Motorcycle helmet's a little too damaged to be worth fixing up, but we'll take that as well, I guess. What is that? A squirrel. So there's a fox, a squirrel, and a zombie in a basement. Uh-huh. Why don't we drink something? I don't remember if we drank at the house, so we'll drink some clean water. Can't drink spilt liquids. Do I have to examine the thing? Okay, yes. Well, how do I make sure... Clean water, okay. Have a drink. We're slaked. We should take some aspirin as well. I forgot to in the last episode. So yeah, I don't know what to do with my project. I'm worried it's going to fall apart before I even start recording, frankly. Like, I'm going to write the book either way, but I'm a little worried it's never going to make it to YouTube, which was the whole point of doing it in the first place. But, yeah. Fight this zombie. We are fast enough that we don't need to really run or anything. I have been, but we don't necessarily need to. We did get grabbed there temporarily, and then he died of bleeding. Super weird to me that they bleed. I wouldn't expect the zombies to bleed. Just because they don't rely on blood, right? Like, no spoilers for Cataclysm zombie stuff, but like, they don't need the circulatory system, right? So why does them bleeding matter? I don't know. Oh, we're supposed to get a question. Let's grab a random question. Scroll, highlight. What are your dreams and ambitions? Ugh. What a hoity-toity dreams. I'm an adult. So, spoiler alert for all you kids in the world. Adults, usually sometime between adolescence and like college, usually, people start to lose their motivation and realize that their dreams are never going to become a reality, and it gradually crushes down any will to live that you have as an adult until your existence is bleak and colorless and meaningless. So, I gave up on my dreams and ambitions, probably when I was about 14 years old. And yeah, so I don't have dreams and ambitions. No, that's mostly a joke. My dreams and ambitions. Well, publication is important to me. I would like to get my writing published. That's a very attainable goal, especially with Amazon. It's so much easier these days to put a book out in the world. There are tons of books on Amazon that are absolutely terrible that get, put up there anyway. So in my mind, that qualifies as publication. I don't think it doesn't have to be a physical book that gets produced. So that's still a dream of mine, which is, again, totally attainable, something I could do in the next year or so, in fact, is my plan. I would like to get bigger on YouTube. That's an ambition I have. I would like to get to a point where I could actually be full-time on YouTube and writing, like those things in combination, like so YouTube ad revenue, possibly revenue from streaming, a Patreon, and then anything I publish on Amazon. I would like those things together to work into a meaningful income. It's a bit of a lofty expectation. The reality is I'm extremely poor as it is. I make very, very little money. So for me, I don't require that much to become full-time, but it's still more than, a lot of people make doing those things. So it's a little optimistic to think that I could get there, especially given that I don't make particularly... I don't make viral content. I'm very much a relational YouTuber. Like most of the people who watch me, you don't really watch me because I'm super good at Cataclysm, because I'm not. You don't really watch me because I make super entertaining, highly edited footage. No, you watch because you like who I am as a person. And you stuck around because you liked hearing me talk and give my opinions on the world and to answer these random questions, that sort of stuff. So I'm not really the kind of guy who, I was just watching some speedrun stuff, and one of the people who makes some pretty good speedrun content, I believe his name is Carl Jobst, Jobst. He does a lot of, he doesn't have that many videos. He does more edited content, and it's mostly surrounding Doom and GoldenEye speedrunning. And I checked this guy out, and he's a relatively young channel who has, a couple 100,000 views per video, that sort of thing, and talks about how, oh, hello, big bunch of zombie dogs. I got distracted by talking again. And then I hit the zoom button instead of the examine button and ended up attacking one. So we're going to get tore up pretty bad. I don't think... Actually, we should run here. And then we can retreat up if we have to. Yes, let's sprint. Thankfully, zombie dogs, I don't think, can grab you. So we're going to back into a corridor where they can only come one at a time. We're going to try to fight them. And if we see our arm getting too damaged, we're going to bolt up the... Why would you break the window, dog? Slice my pants. Man. I still dislike child and dog zombies being so difficult to hit. We did manage to kill them, but those first few whiffs just reminded me of all the nightmares of times when you try to fight things and fail. We're going to climb this. You can't climb here. You need walls and or furniture. I'm literally between two walls and I'm standing on a downspout. What could that possibly mean? What do you mean I can't climb here? Am I not on the right... Is this not a downspout? It is a downspout. Why can't I climb you? You can't climb here. You need walls and or furniture to brace against. I'm between two walls. I could chimney climb up here. I did that once as a teenager between my friend and his neighbor's house. Climbed up the walls with our arms and legs like fools. Why can't I climb this? That's really annoying, because what if we had gotten in a situation where we needed to climb the downspout? We wouldn't have been able to. I don't understand why I can't. That's a bummer. Let's pop in this house and restore our stamina. Didn't see the dogs because I was distracted by talking, which is something that happens a little too frequently. This house to our south also seems to be full of zombies because it's making a lot of noise. Oh, it's a fire. That makes sense. There's going to be a lot of firefighters in there. All right. So they came busting out here. Just a little horde of zombies. This is not one of the mailman spawns, so I'm not sure why there was just a big group of zombies there. Or dogs there, rather. Okay. What's in the shelving units at the garden here? Fertilizer. Work gloves. We'll take those. And we'll check these... Okay, so since they changed the plants, these are no longer, like, immediately harvestable. They are seedlings. So if we came back in, like, a month, these would be grown, right? If we come back in several weeks. We'll have to... I'll mark it down, because I would like to check plants later. I don't know. Because I'm curious if they all will come to, like... be mature on their own, or if I'm supposed to do something with them. I don't know how that works. So yeah, that's interesting. We see something sprinting over here. Oh, it's a very tiny rabbit. Oh, look, that's actually a really cute tile though. Very minimal and appealing to me, so I like that. Oh, look at me in my trench coat. I also like that. It's a trench coat, right? No, it's a duster, right? Where's my... Yes, duster. Alrighty. Okay. What was I even talking about? Oh, yeah, so this guy, he makes like Doom and GoldenEye speedrun content, but it's not like just speedruns. It's him talking about like who's the greatest Doom speedrunner in history. Look at this crazy glitch that gets incorporated into this Doom run, or oh, this GoldenEye, record has stood for 20 years, that kind of stuff. Which is pretty cool content, and I enjoy mostly what he makes. And he had at least one video where he mentioned, oh, this is a weed garden? Okay, well, we'll take some cannabis, I guess. Why not? You're tiring out, so we're getting weary. We have been fighting a lot. So there's that, and sprinting, and moving furniture, and all kinds of stuff. How weary am I? Lightly weary, so it's not a huge deal yet. Does that say I think Sim was just talking about how it will eventually show in the sidebar about weariness, or at least it will give you some idea, but currently it does not. So we don't know exactly what that means for us. Like, is that a multiplier on our attacks already or not? I would have to look in the code. I don't remember. But we'll head home soon anyway. Let's haul everything here because I'm not sure what all we get from the cannabis. Seeds and plants, we'll take those. The plants, I think, will exist indefinitely. You can't eat them. Well, the weed would... last indefinitely as well. Whatever, we can disassemble these to get seeds and plant fiber and weed. So that's pretty good for mood management and stuff. Where's this zombie? To the south. You might be coming up here, but we're okay. Anyway, this Carl guy has some pretty good stuff. And he talks about, and he gets a couple 100,000 views per video. And some of his stuff is pretty big. And he talks about like YouTube changing his life, basically. And I know that he's married and has a kid, I believe, is something he said. I haven't watched very much of his content, so if I'm wrong about some of this information, don't hate me. But like, pretty sure he has a wife and kids, and he basically, as far as I know, is supporting himself with Patreon and YouTube stuff. And I would like to get to that point, And it's hard because the content I make doesn't grab people, I'm not good at making thumbnails. I'm not great with titles. Cataclysm is a very small gaming community. We're not a huge, there's not hundreds of thousands of people that are interested, versus Doom, one of the most popular and well-selling franchises of all, in video game history, obviously gets more attention. But like, I don't make the kind of content like that. And so my ideas and my goals, they are to be full-time, and they are to be, a content creator. And honestly, writing is important to me. I would like to devote more time to getting better at writing, because I don't think I'm super great at writing. And I would just like to be able to do those things. I would like to not have to worry about my finances, which I think is a goal a lot of people have. I grew up poor and I remain poor, and it can be difficult to do the things I want to do because I'm limited by my lack of finances. Like, I just had some car repairs, and was just thinking recently, like, well, how am I going to pay? Because my family paid it. They didn't get me to pay it because they were going up to the mechanics anyway. So they paid it. Now I owe my family money. And I'm like, okay, well, I can pay them, but then I have to manage this, and I might be losing my insurance, and then I'll have to pay for this. And like, I'd just like to get to a point in my life where finances are not a constant concern, basically. There's a huge cluster of zombies. Is this the park? It's not. Oh, they're geese. All the little red dots on my mini-map are geese. So are they hostile? Canadian goose, a common waterfowl that regrets leaving Canada. That's cute. I like that as well. Yeah, I think geese in real life, I remember being attacked by geese when I was a kid, but I don't remember. I wouldn't think they would be hostile to the point of being like monstrous, and it doesn't look like the zombies are fighting them, which I also think is odd, because I think zombies and animals are generally hostile to one another. And you've seen me, huh? Let's just head back north. We don't really need to go down there, and we'll fight this one if it follows us all the way over, which it's looking like it's going to. So yeah, of course I have goals, and aspirations, but many of them are still far away, and many of them are things I don't know how to fix. Like, I don't know how to be more popular on YouTube. Sometimes I will listen to podcasts and stuff that talk about conceptually being better at YouTube, but the kind of content I make isn't really eye-grabbing. It's not really the kind of stuff that draws a ton of people in. I am a creative person. I do enjoy making the content, but I just don't know how to do what other people do. Like, I looked at Indie Mouse, who is makes very heavily edited content, does very well, and I don't like love the dude or anything. Sometimes he makes jokes that I don't like very much, but like, for the most part, his content is really good content, and it's highly edited. And I was like, man, I wish I could make that kind of stuff. And then I worked at the Doom 3 trying to make highly edited content, and it just didn't really work out. And I look at like Rycon, who does role plays and is very successful, and I feel like I can't do that kind of content. And Vormithrax is very analytical and like really like not super. Like, I think he makes a point not to be extremely min-maxy, but like, he always knows more than me about the game, and is very knowledgeable and kind of analytical in his gameplay style, which is not me. So like, I feel like even the people in the same atmosphere who are working with Cataclysm, they just do much better than me, And then I look at people like Indie Mouse or this Carl, with making speedrunner content, and and the Minecraft Hunter series that's popular right now. And I see all these different things that are really popping off, and Among Us and all these other things. And I'm like, I can't make that work for me. I don't know why. I don't know, what it is exactly, but I don't think those things would work for me. And I just don't know what to do really to fix those things. Anyway, this is enough about that. A lot of people don't really care to hear about YouTube stuff. But anyway, I think we should wrap the episode. We didn't really accomplish very much. Unfortunately, we only looted, I think, one house. We did increase our kill count. Oh boy. Our achievements even enabled. I might have disabled them by save quitting one time. Or sometimes I load up the game to look at items in the debug menu, and then I don't know if I exit with saving or if I exit with the quit to menu. So I don't remember how you enable achievements. Already enabled. Okay, so they weren't disabled. So that's going to be a wrap for this episode, I think. Everybody, thanks for watching. Hopefully you had a good time. Let me know in the comments down below what your dreams and aspirations are. Everyone has them, even if they're not super significant. I know that my aspirations are pretty tame. Most people like to have these big grand goals. Mine are, I don't expect very much out of life, I guess. Life has been hard and rough for a long time, and just being average would be great. So yeah, everybody, thanks for watching. I, of course, will be back with more Cataclysm in the near future, but for now, that's it. See you next time.